So ever since week one,
Since week one, I've
since
noticed
the first week of pledging,
Me from week one.
Hello, brothers and sisters of Alpha Phi Omega. I'm Jamil Khan from Alpha Eta Pledge class. This introduction should show you how I've grown in terms of professionalism and respect for my peers and superiors. I just want to give a shout out to my big John Serrano. We should hang out more. I know you're busy, but we should definitely do it. And I've also learned how to tolerate people of different backgrounds. Thank you.
I felt like since week one of this pledging process, one of the things I've grown in mostly is my time management skills. I've used it more effectively for my own benefit to be productive, which is setting up interviews early, to not procrastinate, and to also study for my quizzes in advance. And also I want to give a shout out to my big, Kevin Ma, for always showing up and supporting me and showing me love. And I really appreciate it. I'm really glad you're my biggie, and I love you.
How I feel like I've grown is I think my perspective has changed a little more in regards to how I felt about the process and AFIO and other people in general. There's some people I was like, oh, I probably won't even hang out with them outside of this anyways. But it's changed throughout the whole process. Now I kind of just have no expectations and I'm just living more in the moment. And shout out to Dan, you know, Grandpa. We need to hang out more. And I'll see you guys soon.
How I've grown since I was a little pledgling to an older pledgling was that I'm definitely better at time management, and I let people in more, and I'm a lot more open and I trust people more with like all my deep stuff, and I'm more ambitious than I was when I was a little pledgling. And so shout out to my big Cody. Hello. Okay, bye-bye.
I think from this process, I really got to learn more about myself. I got to learn what I have to work on as a person, and I saw what flaws I need to develop and improve on. I'm learning how to become a better friend and a better leader from all of this. And it really challenged me and taught me how to multitask with juggling everything that's happening in my life. Thank you. Oh, and shout out to my big Christina Trong.
I was able to boost my confidence, and I was able to talk more with my surroundings, and I want to give out a shout out to my big. Hi Kev. Hi big. I just want to say that I'm really glad that you're my big, and I'm really glad that we've been spending time together, and I do hope that we'll hang out more. See you later.
A way that I feel that I've grown since week one is that I have gained leadership skills that even I didn't believe that I could access. Another thing that I've noticed is that I have been taking the initiative to hang out with people both inside the fraternity and outside the fraternity. So I guess I'm also growing in the sense that I have achieved time management because I'm making time to hang out with people, as well as keeping up with school, work, family issues, things like that. And then also shout out to my big Jasmine Kazimpour, Sergeant at Arms, for always hitting me up so that we can talk and study for quizzes, hang out, things like that. Thank you.
I feel like from this semester and this process, I feel like I've improved mostly on my friendship because I feel like I've been more open to people, and I've been talking to a lot more people that I usually wouldn't think I would talk to because they seem so different from me. And also, shout out to my big Oyuki Hernandez. She's super fun and caring, and when I got into that accident, she called me right away. I love her lots. She's like another mom. She's like my mom.
How do I feel myself, or what's my progress since the beginning of the process? I would say that I take things more seriously now, because in the beginning of the process I didn't take things seriously. I failed my first 2 quizzes and then I got my 3 demerits right away, so because I'm close to my peers now and then I don't want to lose them, so I take things more seriously. And after I got my bigs, shout out to my bigs and my twin, they helped me a lot in my services. So after I got my bigs, they motivate me more, and I can't let them down.
So for the past couple weeks in AFIO, I feel as though I've really grown a lot in being able to really express and open myself up to people and talk to them more comfortably. So I've been able to manage my time more better, and aside from AFIO, just in my personal life, I've noticed that I'm more serious about my studying. I feel as though it's really helped me be more studious too also. And I just want to give a shout out to my big too. And yeah.
So ever since week 1, I feel like I've definitely grown a lot as a person. I can approach people more easily now. I have a lot more confidence, and I feel like I've grown in all the aspects of leadership, service, and friendship. And also shout out to my big.
I feel as if I've caught myself having a non-growth mindset. I've seen myself say, I'm not this kind of person, or this isn't my scene. And I feel like I'm trying to break those boundaries, really get used to being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Another way I feel I've grown is I've become a little bit more bold. A girl asked me if I loved her the other day, and I told her only partly. I only love my big Alana, I'm sorry. And we only got messed up because it was God's plan.
I would say that I've grown to definitely value my time a lot more than I used to before. I realized how important your relations and connections with people around you are, that while your priorities may pull you 100 different directions, the people in your life are definitely still a priority and should be treated as such. And also, shout out to my big! That's my big! Go big!
At the start of this process, I feel like I was more of an introvert, and throughout this whole few weeks, I've come out of my shell more, and some people actually think I'm more of an extrovert. And shout out to my big for helping me with my leadership skills and cheering me on throughout this whole process. I'm very dependent, and thank you for being there for me.
So how I feel I've grown during this process, I feel like I definitely opened up a lot more because I'm a very closed-off person in general. And so shout out to my big Jimmy for helping me out with that and just helping me grow in a lot of different ways.
I was pretty reserved and quiet. I'm not like the type to be more outgoing, and I tried more new things, and I would actually introduce myself to new people instead of just like stand in a corner. And I would like to give a shout out to my big Aaron Soria. So I'm sorry that we don't we don't spend enough time with each other, but thank you for everything.
I've been coming out of my shell a lot. I've been showing up to the black hole, talking to people I've never thought I'd be talking to, and honestly, it's made a big impact on me because I feel like I'm really open now, and like I have a different mindset and like other people's views. I think that's thanks to my big Miles Gog. Definitely, he's my #1 supporter throughout this whole process, and
I feel like I've grown a lot as an individual. I feel like I've grown a lot as a person I'm becoming someone who's more willing to talk to other people and get to know other people. I also feel like I've grown a lot as a leader. I'm more comfortable taking charge now and speaking when I needed to speak. Yeah, shout out my big. Hi, Gibby.
It might not seem much, but that little bit I've grown, it's done a lot for me, especially with my service. I would tend to fool around a lot, and now I'm thinking about that, and I shouldn't have. But now I'm really trying to do my best into my service the most, and it just feels great. And big shout out to my big. He's completely honest with me, and that brutal honesty is what I need, and that's how I feel like I'm gonna grow.
I feel like I've grown an aspect where I'm more talkative with my P-bros, the actives, and just in general. Oh, and shout out to my big Arian Polysock! Thanks for buying me food and being a really supportive big, and encouraging me to go to the black hole more often and introduce myself to the actives.
I feel like I've grown since week 1 in that I've been pushing myself to do a lot of things that I wouldn't normally do and things that I really don't like doing. I feel like my work ethic has grown a little bit, and so has my self-confidence. Shout out to Pal, my big, for being there and encouraging me. I really appreciate it.
Week 1, I've grown more confidence in myself, and I've seen what I'm capable of doing. And within the 3 cardinal principles, I feel like I've improved a lot in friendship, because that's one of the reasons why I joined AFIO. And shout out to my big Kelsey for always asking me if like I need help, or asking me if I want to hang out with her. And I know like
she's really busy and all, and I appreciate the time that she puts into me.
So in the beginning of the process, of course I was very shy, but now I'm becoming more extrovert, which is really good because I'm able to like communicate to a lot of people more. So thank you to my big who's always encouraging me to like open up and just like express myself.
So coming to the pledging process, I was always too hard on myself. I took things very, very seriously, and I didn't know how to take care of myself, but because of the plenty of overwhelming things that pledging has thrown to me, I began being more organized and honestly just compartmentalizing all my agendas for today, and that's of course with the help of my big, Trang. So shout out to Trang for being such an amazing big. Honestly, her smile and her laugh just like brightens up my day, so